Hello YouTube, this is Alexander again. As you can see today, it's microwave on the desk, and of course you always need to repair this kind of tools of a good kitchen, maybe, because some people need this kind of stuff working on their kitchen, and this one is not working, even it's absolutely brand new. This is a sharp one in very good condition. It's a brand new microwave oven, so it works and it emits light, but unfortunately it don't heat up the food. So we are going what can be wrong in this microwave oven. And my question, I just wondering if are you a good technician in electronic when you try to repair a microwave oven? It's has been product to repair, and maybe lots of people think it's not worth to repair the kinds of stuff, because sometimes it's a little bit dirty and it's not very. So you understand what I mean, but I think 80 degrees technician don't take the time to repair a microwave oven, I think. But okay, I don't care, and if I can repair this stuff, I think some people can be happy to have it for free, because you will never forget that a lot of people have not so much money. If it's not in your country, it can be in other country or in other far country, I guess. So let's see why this this microwave oven doesn't work. Okay, for to understand how to repair this kind of stuff, you need to understand very basic working of this stuff. So for to explain here, you have here the main board, which communicate in front of the panel here for to switch on, for to take the good time to make this stuff working. So this is the front panel. You can see here integrated circuit for to manage the display and other stuff. Here, mainly what you need to understand here is you have here a relay. This relay is activated by the integrated circuit here according to the time expecting for working. And of course, just very near from that, you need to understand there is a switch here. This switch here is very important for the working of this device, because if the door is not correctly open or correctly closed, you cannot make your microwave oven working, because this is a kind of protection. So when you are making some troubleshooting on your microwave oven, you need to check, of course, first here if you have a good contact inside this relay and a good contact, closed contact in this switch, which is connected and detects the closure of the door. So after, there is another good point to see. It's this kind of stuff. This kind of stuff, which I don't remember the name, is a thermal protection. Okay, this kind of stuff works like a fuse and thermal protection. If it's detect lots of heat coming from the magnetron or other stuff coming from the ambient temperature and on the case of this microwave oven. It's open to protect from any damage or other stuff like this. So the other stuff you need to understand, then the manitron is here. This is the main important thing on this kind of oven. Of course, the most important energy to make your food cooking or just heating your food comes from this piece here. And the piece is not immortal. Why? Because simply, if you see here, I try to make you a good view. You can see here, this is in fact the entry for a filament. This filament is kind of anode or maybe a cathode, and it's heat up inside the manitron. And this process is used to help the high voltage to communicate between the ground and the antenna inside the inside the manitron. What I mean here, this is for explaining to you that if you put a multimeter in those two pins here, you need to find some little resistor like 3 or 5, maybe something like that, and it's look like you are testing a bulb, 12 volt bulb of 5 watt or something else. And if your manitron have this filament, this low impedance filament, some few ohms here, absent, if there is no impedance here, you cannot repair your microwave oven, because this is the very important thing. This filament is a kind of anode to make the electron going more easy in the antenna to make the food cooking, okay? So, and of course, near from this transformer, which is in fact high voltage transformer, you will have the main going here and going through the transformer and giving high voltage in this side. This high voltage, I'm going to make a okay. This high voltage is going through this piece in plastic, and I guess this is maybe a diode or maybe a fuse, and go through the capacitor here, and there is a diode going through a lead of the capacitor, high voltage capacitor, until the ground, and it makes a double of the voltage you can find. If your voltage here is 2000 volts, you will find something on the antenna, something between the filament and the ground. You will find something between 3000 and 4000 DC voltage. And this very high voltage is used on the antenna to provide radiation to make your food heating or cooking. So what you can expect here, if you found some voltage, little voltage on your capacitor, you can understand that your system can be working nicely. But in fact, this is not the case, because the trouble on this microwave oven was that it doesn't heat up anything, despite the fact that there is a little voltage on the capacitor. So why this microwave oven is working on the front panel but doesn't heat up? Why? It's because the energy of the capacitor doesn't go through this magnetron. This is the problem here. Why? Because to give you a new idea, first, when you are troubleshooting this kind of stuff, when this is not as simple when as the microwave oven doesn't work, because when it absolutely doesn't work, it's just sometimes a trouble coming from a fuse or maybe something like that. In this case, it's working on the front panel and doesn't work for the heat up level. So when you switch on your microwave oven and it's working, you need to find the main at this LED here. This is the primary of the transformer. After, of course, here you need to be very careful because this is very dangerous. You need to take a lot of care. So about that, you need to check here the main voltage. If there is a main voltage, this board coming from the command here from the front panel is working. That means then the switch for from the door is working, and that means then the relay is working. Okay, so if you find the mean voltage here, will explain then this level is okay. So you need to make some troubleshooting on the other level, and this is the height voltage level, which it can be very dangerous. So what you need to understand is that this is a very, very simple circuit. This is a double system, a double voltage. It's a system for doubling the voltage, okay? And it works very easily. And you will have the high voltage capacitor, a high voltage diode, and a fuse. I guess this is the fuse. And of course, you have here the filament. What I did before to make this video, I check this filament. You will have, in this case here, you have a little filament, exactly the same filament like you found in a little bulb of 6 or 12 volt. And I check here the fuse, and I check it with a friend, which is a technician too, and the fuse was good, okay, and the fuse was good, and we found a little voltage on the capacitor, and despite this fact, it doesn't work. So I just focusing on this diode and wondering if it's a good diode or not. But okay, I prefer just to see this fuse here, and I'm going to dismount this this cable. I'm going to unplug this because he's plugged. Oh no, it's not plugged. So sorry. So what I'm going here is look at this. So let's see what there is inside to make it understand. This is a little box made specially for protect the secondary of this transformer. If I can open it. Okay. So what I did here is a quick repair, and just forget this wire because this is not a real-time troubleshooting video. I just make some explain to help some people to repair micro oven like that. So if you see what there is inside, this is a little piece of fuse here, and this little piece was connected to this part just by slivering the connector like that. I don't know if you can see. Oh, hard to see. I'm trying to make a little zoom. Okay. You can see this connector, and you can see here this fuse mounted on a spring, and the connection was just like that. Okay. The connection was just like that, and this part, this very thin wire, was the fuse, and this spring apply inverted pressure on the wire in case you want to take fire. This is not a problem, and it cut the wire for protecting the circuit, or the high voltage circuit. So when we was troubleshooting this fuse, we found the fuse was correct, but in fact it have a little resistance. It have a little resistance which gives some trouble for working, and in fact this is the reason why this micro oven doesn't work. Okay, you need to make a wire like this to repair. A thin wire like this, okay, just a thin wire, okay. Okay, I know this is a bastard repair, but in fact I just want this microwave oven working, and I think this is not a reason for to catch fire, I don't think so. But those fuses are so fragile, in fact. Okay. So I think you can be 8 degrees technician when you are able to repair very simply and for a very long time this kind of stuff. Okay, why not? Because if you are an engineer, you don't take time to repair a poor little microwave oven, because you have something other stuff to do. Okay, this is your expectation, maybe. Okay, so let's plug in. Soon as you can see, the display means then it works, but before this troubleshooting, it doesn't provide any heat. And so what we are going to test, this is the cup test. Okay, let's do something. Okay. Okay, it's worth for a little tea for this evening. So, okay, and just all this trouble was just because this fuse, okay, and it was it was checked by a multimeter and have a good continuity, but despite of it, this is the fuse which was not good. Okay. So I hope you enjoy this video for the Sunday evening. Okay. So it was Alexander again. See you soon.